Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jarvis here, and you are with me on Jarvis TV. And yes, this is another edition of Go Do Something. I am so excited. It is a beautiful, hot summer day here in beautiful, sunny Florida, and I want to talk to you today about failure. But what I want to tell you is this, and I want you to say this after me. Say, my failure is not final. No. See, I asked you to say something. I think probably you just watched me and you spectated. And so what I want you to do is I want you to participate. And I want you to repeat after me. And I want you to say this. My failure is not final. That's right. Your failure is not final. And what am I talking about when I say that your failure is not final? I'm talking about the mistakes that we make in our life. Whether you are a teenager, you're an adult, you're a college student, you're a grandparent, you're a mom, you're a dad, it doesn't matter who you are. We all make what are called mistakes. And that's why they're called mistakes. They're mistakes. They're like you're in this great production called life, and there's an outtake that happened that is a mistake of the life that you want to lead. And because you're the producer of that, you get the opportunity to do it again. Unfortunately, what a lot of people do is when they see a mistake or they make a mistake, they let that weigh down on them. They start to feel what's called condemnation in their heart, which is not conviction. It's a totally different thing. See, conviction is when God is like piercing your heart and is like, nah, you shouldn't do that. It's like a thing where you just know it's not the right thing to do. But condemnation is when every lie that's possible is being told to you, by you, about you. And it's starting to weigh on you and it's starting to bury you and make you feel like the only other option, the only other possibility is death. And see, I want to stop that from happening. See, I want to get us out of a place of feeling that condemnation and get us to a place where we do feel a little bit of a conviction or a lot of conviction based on the things that we do that will cause us, when we have those mistakes in life, to do a retake, to do a redo, to have restoration, to have that moment where we start to realize and have that self-actualization that we were meant for greater, that we were destined to be more than who we are right now in this very moment. Every single one of us have had these opportunities. I'll tell you about myself. I've made plenty of mistakes in life. There were times where things happened, like when I went through my divorce, I felt like, man, what else is out there? There was a point where I felt depressed. There was a point where I felt hurt. There was a point where I felt broken. But then I realized that I was destined for greatness. I started to understand that, God was building me up for something bigger than myself. I knew that this was going to be something that I could take a mess that happened and turn it into a message. There was a testing that happened in my life and it started to become my testimony. See, I've learned in time that we overcome, yes, by the blood of the Lamb, but more so also by the words of our testimony. And that means that as we share our stories, as we realize the mistakes that we made, we can help somebody else stop making a mistake. When I was a little kid, there was a guy, his name was Daryl Fields. He's back in the state of Washington, and I'm pretty sure if there's anybody who's watching this who knows him, they're gonna be like, yo, I know Fields, and he used to say his thing, what up, Doc? But either way, anyways, Daryl Fields, I remember it was a Sunday school class that we were sitting in with all of the young people, and it wasn't even a Sunday school class, it was just something where he was down talking with all of the young men, and he looked at me, and he said, Jarvis, how old are you? And at the time, I was 12. I was like, I'm 12. He said, you feel like you're pretty smart, right? And I said, yes, sir. I do feel like I'm pretty smart. And he said, okay, then I want to say something to you, and I want you to let me know what this means to you. A smart man learns from another man's mistakes. And when he said it, I looked at him, and he said, what does that mean to you? And I said, that means because I'm smart, I learn from the mistakes that everybody else will make. And then he followed it up, and he said, but listen, that also means that you're going to learn from your own mistakes, because you will make them. Every single person that's out here, you all, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. But don't let your failure feel like it's finite, like it's over, like it's the end, because it's not. Whenever you fail at something, it's just a way of knowing that there's another, you find out how not to do it so that you can figure out how to do it. If you make a mistake, if you make a bad decision, you can get up from that, y'all. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got going on in your life. See, if you look at me, I've been through divorce. I've been through bad relationships. I've been through, job loss. I've been through being terminated before. I've been through just making a bad decision, but I'm still here. I'm still standing. Your mistakes don't make or break you. What happens is when you have those failures in life, it sets you up for a greater success. there's something that's crazy. It's called a statistic. And this statistic is this, that there's 99% of the people that are out there watching you, they're expecting you to fail. You want to blow their mind? If by chance you do make a mistake, get back up. It's in the scripture. The scripture says that a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. And a lot of times when we read that scripture, for those of us who have read it, it's in Proverbs, we think that scripture is saying that a righteous man is only going to fall 7 times in their lifetime, and that's not it. If you study it out and you research it, it's saying that a righteous man will fail 7 times a day, but they're going to get back up. That's the thing. You get back up. If you fall, get back up. Your failure is not final. For those parents that are out there and you're like, oh man, I did a horrible job as a parent. I'm failing right now. Oh my gosh, this, that, and the third. I didn't accomplish this in my life. I didn't accomplish that in my life. One thing that I used to tell my mom is, look at me. I am an extension of you. And because I'm an extension of you, my success is your success. If your parents and your child is still alive and they're well and they're kicking and they're out there making their own decisions, their decisions are on them. It's not on you. If you're in a relationship and somebody's left you and you feel like you're inadequate and they made you feel like you're not important and they made you feel like you're nobody and you're nothing and you've been crying and your heart has been broken, listen, that was not your failure. And if you took it as a failure, it's not final. Because what's happening is there's no good thing that God will withhold from you. It's scripture. So basically that person, they couldn't go where you were going in your destiny track. Why in the world would you want to let somebody keep you from getting to your destiny? And I'm not talking about your dreams. I'm talking about your purpose in life. I'm talking about those great things that are going to be happening for you, that are happening for you. See, I'm a firm believer that there's somebody somewhere who's using their power, their ability, and their influence on your behalf. And it all comes to us based off of believing that if we fail, if we make those mistakes, that we can get up and we can do it again. I believe in second chances. I believe in reset. I believe in starting over again. I can't tell you how many races I ran when I was in high school that I lost before I started winning all of the races. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten up to go to the gym and didn't feel like it and stayed in the house before I actually got up and went out and started going to the gym, and now it's just second nature. I couldn't tell you how many no's that I received when asking for certain things before I got yeses. See, now I'm at a place where favor surrounds me like a shield, and it's because I understand that those failures and those mistakes that I made in life, they didn't end me, they didn't stop me, they didn't break me, and life is going to throw itself at you, and it's going to hit you in your jaw. It's going to knock you down. It's going to knock the wind out of you, but it's up to you to get back up and try again. Do like the old Aaliyah song. If at first you don't succeed, get yourself up and try again. You gotta get back up and try again. Never stop pushing for what is yours. Never stop fighting for what you believe in. Never stop moving towards your destiny, towards your dreams, towards the vision that God has given you, towards your goals and your aspirations. If you fail, matter of fact, the light that's on me right now, could you imagine what would have happened if Benjamin Franklin had not kept going? We'd be sitting in the dark. Shame, shame, shame. Listen, y'all, your failure is not final. Last week I said you got this. So I'm going to tell you, yes, you got this. But you need to understand, your failure is not final. Your failure is not final. This is just the beginning. Your failure is not final. No matter what happened, I don't care if you made a mistake, if you made a bad decision, if you did something that other people didn't like, your failure is not final. There is a finish line for you. There is a destiny track for you. There are great things that are chasing you down. There's increase that's chasing you down. You are blessed to be a blessing, and out of your mess, there is a message, and out of your test, there is a testimony, and there are people who are waiting to see you succeed so that they know that they can succeed too. So remember this, you guys. If we make a mistake, a righteous man falls 7 times, but gets back up. You gotta get back up. Your failure is not final. It's not finite. It's not death. It's just the beginning. I love when I hit the ground because I can start doing push-ups and I can feel myself getting stronger. I'm that person that when life hits me, I hit back harder. What about you? I dare you to be that person this week. I dare you to look at the job position that you applied for that you didn't get and realize like, oh well, that wasn't for me. That's not final. There's something better for me. I dare you to be that person who's gone through a divorce or is going through a breakup or went through a bad breakup or somebody left you and walked out of your life, who looks at it and says, they just couldn't handle where I was going. It's not my loss, it's theirs. Your failure is not final. I dare you to be that person who started out on that job idea, who started out on that business idea and it didn't work out, who sits back down and says, okay, this is how not to do it. I'm gonna try it like this now, and goes out there and tries it again. Your failure is not final. If you look around this world, there's so many things that we have that we would not have if people quit when they failed the first time. There's so many things out there, you guys. So many things. Your failure is not final. You're destined for greatness. Listen, this is your boy Jarvis here, and you are with me on Jarvis TV. Yes, this is another episode of Go Do Something. And today, I want you to know your failure is not final. Get up off your butt. Go do something. This is your time. Right now. Right here is your moment. Let's make it happen, baby. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you next time.